Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? There we go. I updated my OBS software tonight, and it must have messed with my with my mic settings. So can you hear me now? Reboot. Reboot your screen or refresh. Okay. Yeah, I've had times where um Rumble sometimes freezes on me, and I don't know why that is, but if you refresh the page, it should clear. So, welcome. Technical difficulties to start off. That's okay. It happens to me probably every other or every two live streams because, I'm lucky. But welcome. My name is Stephanie Stevenson, and I am known as watercolor artiste in social media circles. And I am the artist of midlifeartist.com, and I'd like to welcome you to my weekly live stream on Wednesday nights, where I usually work on a work in progress. The old, if you're an artist online, it's, work in progress Wednesday, throwback Thursday, fine art Friday. There's always a theme. And usually Wednesdays is that, or way back Wednesday, things like that. But it's just my way of keeping myself accountable to be painting at least once a week, if not more, which lately it's been more. Although in the last week, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride. So yeah, I've had some things that have derailed me a little bit, but I am still working towards things. So I just thought I'd say that, yeah, starting a new painting tonight. I saw the other night that the May 2nd event that I'll be participating in, the Kahata 250th celebration, is having blue ribbon contests in various categories. And one of them was, painting or drawing or whatever. And I'm like, huh, how come I didn't see this part of the day's festivities until now? So uh, if I want to try to make it in, I need to whip up something that goes to the theme that I could submit maybe on that day that it needs to be submitted. So I am going to be working in acrylics tonight instead of oil, and I'll show you my acrylics when I get to that point. Let's see here. I am sorry people are having trouble with Rumble. Now remember, I am also on YouTube, so if you're having trouble tonight with Rumble for some reason, feel free to hop onto the YouTube channel. Let me just see if I've got, yeah, I got the chat window open. No one's chatting right now, but that's okay. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure how to help with the whole Rumble scenario. I'm not sure what's going on. I've had issues before, but not lately. So, okay. I'm going to keep moving because there's a lot to get through, and I wanted to share some things. So, I'm going to go ahead and pop over to news and events. Um, Last week, I mentioned that we were trying to nurse our cat Dale back to health. And unfortunately, on Thursday, right the day after my last live stream, he did pass. And I thought I'd share a little video of his mom, Mama Cat, who is our inside cat, and his sister, who we lost probably, I think, 2023 to a car hit her. And then Dale, we lost last Thursday. And it's just a short little clip, and they're adorable. This was a clip from September, October of 2022.
Hi, Mama Cat. Hi, Tucker. Our little mini Hitler. Hi,
That's
Dale.
Dale.
You cannot
And
tell.
Mama Cat, of course, if you've seen pictures of
You
her,
guys are so
then
cute. Are you
that's,
guys waiting for
and
snacks?
then Tucker. Tucker
Oh,
was
that is the pattern, isn't
a
it? Yeah.
cutie patootie. She had a
Okay.
little black spot right between her nose and her lip. And she looked like a little mini Hitler, little mustache. She was adorable. We missed her too. So we were hit hard by Dale's passing. I think we felt somewhat immune to feeling too much for him because he was an outside cat, but that is not true. uh, we loved him very deeply. So he is missed. He's got a spot next to his sister with the Nanking cherries in our backyard, and we've got a little plaque for him. So anyway, I wanted to share that I'm getting prints ready to go for these events. And again, May 2nd is the Cajado one in closer to me. And then May 16th and 17th is the Dahlonega Art and Wine Festival for a whole weekend. And that one's got me really nervous and scared and intimidated. But I'm doing my best to get prepared for that. And I've fallen a little behind with the things happening in the last week or so. So I'm going to get back on track for sure. But I thought I'd share with you what I was doing. Let me go back to the solo screen for a minute. But I found a website that you can make professional labels for free, and you can tag it. You can create a QR code that you can let people scan. Like these are laminated labels for all of my originals, and each one has a QR code that goes to my YouTube channel mainly because most people out there use YouTube right now, especially in things in those circles. uh, so um, so it gets them to see a short video, usually about a minute or less, of the artwork and how it came to be from my YouTube. So they can scan it from the um, the label that I hang next to it. So these will be on the wall next to their respective artworks, and I laminate them. But I create these labels using a free program online. Let me just show you uh, the other side of like this is one of my a fireman print, okay, and it's 10 by 8, and the original 22 by 28, I think it was. But anyway, on the back side, I have a different label for my prints, okay, and it looks very familiar, but this QR code is specific, like it's a UPC the barcode that when I scan with my phone, that's connected to my website, which is connected to my inventory. It'll load up into a cart, and I can tap to pay a customer out if they were like to buy this one. So it's a free website I came across in my travels. And I'm like, these are nice. And these aren't the only format. Let me show you what I've got here. I'm going to go ahead to the news and events and hold on a
Okay.
second. Um, oh. Okay, so it's tagsprinter.com/en/forms/saniki. It's at the top here, right there. See, I got this to work with me interacting with the website. But it's a price tag generator for retail and online stores. And you can create an account. It's free. And you can you can choose the type of tag you want. And there is endless options here. Small ones, slightly larger ones. You can do sales, things like that. You can really grab people's attention. You can do full pagers, if you've got a big product that you need a big sticker or whatever. So, and you keep going down and you keep going down, and just different options, different sizes. You can choose barcodes. You can choose QR codes. Um, you can even do a picture of your product with the name and description and the pricing and that as well, if you wanted to get fancy schmancy. And I was amazed that this site existed, and I use it. I've got an account, and whatever labels you create in the products list, um, if you save it, it'll save up here, and you can come back to it later to reprint if you needed to, like if you do a reorder of prints and you need more of these labels. So yeah, so I just thought I'd share that. I do have all these prints, like my, um, let me just show you in the full view here. My fireman. I got my Christian Pilgrim. This one is 8 by 10. I also got prints made in 15 by 20. The original is 18 by 24, the original canvas painting. But so yeah, I've got, and these prints really came out beautiful. And I got my dancer painting. This one is not labeled yet. I don't have a label on it. I've got to create one. So yeah, it's been very, very helpful to get this ready, get these done up and ready for the events coming up. So I've been doing a lot of that, and a lot of it's putting backing boards and slip covers and the price tags and things like that. It's actually a lot of administrative work I've been doing behind the scenes. Oops. So there's those. And like I said, I got my price tags going. And then let me see. Also I got my first collaboration piece, Glass Lake. This was a watercolor. I got it matted and framed this week. As you can see, it's of course it's reflecting everything because it is glass. This is definitely glass. And I've got it matted and framed. I'm going to cut some fleece slipcover and get it ready so it'll protect this in its travels. It'll be going up on the tent walls as well. And it's also going to be going up on the website for sale. So there's that. All right. You can see I got Resilient in the back. I still have a few little things left to do, but it's just about there, just about done. But like I said, I'm coming up on May 2nd too. And I'm going to try to do the blue ribbon thing if I can pull that off. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that tagprinter.com. If you want the link sent to you or whatever, put your comments in the comment section, and I'll come in with a link later. The other thing is, yeah, the blue ribbon. Oh, what happened to it? I had it up. What happened? Let's see here. It just went away. Anyway, this is my my midlife artist gallery page, and I thought I had, and I don't. I don't know what happened to it. Where did it go? There we go. So the Cahutta celebrates America 250. That's the Facebook page for the May 2nd event. There we go. And the blue ribbon contest will do arts and crafts, duct tape designs, fresh flower arrangements, Legos, pet rocks. People want to do pet rocks. There you go. Popsicle stick crafting, quilts, baking bread, cake decorating, canning, cookies, and peach desserts. Those are all the categories. So, the rules said I would, if I want to participate in the Americana art category, I have to get a painting in or drawing by April 30th. So I'm going to try to whip one out here if I can. I mean, why not? Another painting, another opportunity, right? So there's that. I don't think I have anything else to share there. So let me go to the TwoView live stream, and I need to open up I don't have my chat boxes open with all the back and forth I've been doing with my OBS, so I apologize if I'm missing chat boxes here. Let's see here. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Shatoza and Art of Zen and author Lisa Stevenson, and of course my husband Ron, Crazy Bear for you. And anyone who's watching and lurking in the background, hello to you too, and welcome to my live stream. And yes, very busy, very busy. Now, what am I doing? Well, that's a good question. What am I doing? I am I said I was starting from scratch, and essentially I am. I got a canvas here with a rough sketch. It's going to be like a landscape with a barn, American flag, And it's going to be at the sunset hour, so it's going to have some nice dynamic lighting. I'm going to try to get this blocked in tonight with acrylics. And I wanted to share real quick the acrylics that I have and my little swatch boards. So first and foremost, I got the wrong ones up here, but I've got Master's Touch acrylics, which is the brand that you often see in Hobby Lobby. Okay, I got a whole bunch of those. I got a couple of the full body acrylics, but they're about these small size tubes, and I got a whole bunch of them as well. I got the big titanium white and permanent black as well. And acrylics are water based, so it's not like oil. They will dry real fast. So I have to make sure that I work with them quickly. But that's the Master's Touch. This is my swatch colors of Master's Touch, so you can see how vibrant they are. You know, for a Hobby Lobby brand, you know, they're not bad. Then I don't think they're my favorite. Then, and I know I've talked about this with you before, Art of Zen, where you asked about Golden Open. I have Golden Open in a couple of sets. I've got the landscape set, and then I've got just the mixing set, and they show the colors on the sides as well. These are slower drying, but they still dry quicker than oils. And these are slightly longer tubes. I've used a lot of these. I meant to share which artworks that I've used these on, but these are a little bit looser in terms of consistency than the Master's Touch. I got some of the bigger tubes. These are the 2 fluid ounces. Carbon black, Naples yellow, dioxazine purple, burnt sienna, titanium white, and burnt umber. So that's the Golden Opens, slower drying acrylic. Okay. And then I got the Meeden box, big box. These are smaller tubes for sure. As you can see here, these are 0.4 fluid ounces, so very small. But you got all kinds of colors. Now I can mix whatever color I want, but it's nice to have them at the ready to go. And so you can go down through and pull out your level as much, you know, whichever one you want. You could see I did this when I was doing my swatches, but like the first layer, and then what number tube in the layer is right here. So you can see first layer, tube number 10. Yes, I am very anal when it comes to organization. So yes, I have that because this is a big box. It's got like 4 layers, 5 layers. And if you don't know for sure, you go to your swatch thing, which is this one. And this is the Meeden acrylics. And I love the Meeden acrylics. And you can see I've got the layers. So layer 1, tube 10 is honey yellow. So that was the tube I was holding up. And that's the color. And then layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, and then layer 5. So yeah, it's got some fluorescence, it's got some metallics, and just pretty colors going on there. So I have a whole bunch of acrylics, and I usually use acrylics just as a base, and then I finish in oil. However, I may just do this in acrylic altogether. So, but anyway, I think I'm going to be with Master's Touch and Golden Opens. I mean, Meedens. Just see how that goes. So I'm going to get underway here. I have that open and ready to go. So yeah, I don't know if you guys keep a clean art room or not, those that do art, but I sometimes do and I sometimes don't. And tonight I did a little bit of a cleanup. So let me get my palette because I do have I got a smaller palette. This is not the same palette I've been using for oil. This is a different one. It's a smaller one. I got some big brushes. I got my water in my Georgia cream sipping cream old jar. Yes, you have found my weakness. I don't drink much, but when I do, it's at night, a little sipper of Georgia cream. The pecan. Anyway, let me see. Should I do it on the easel or shall I try to paint on palette cam? Let's take a vote. All right, everybody, vote. Palette cam, PC, or easel? E. I'm just looking at the chat here. All right, so I can do a full screen of palette cam and have this come over here on the side, or I can do this on the easel. Palette cam. Everyone's choosing palette cam? All right. All right, we can do that. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I got my towel. Let's see. I'm going to move my mouse up over here onto the laptop. All right. I'm going to move that over here. Let's see. I also have to put up my reference photo, but I will explain what I'm painting as I go. Push that off to the side. And get my canvas. Let's see here, right here. And I need to do a palette cam. Let's see here. You guys see that all right? I do have the palette cam camera is making a shadow here, or is that? There we go. I also have a spray bottle of water to keep things wet if I need them to stay wet. So definitely a different medium. And hopefully I can show you how this is going to turn out, at least initially. Where is my, there we go. I'm going to set that there, and then this one there, and that one there. Okay, now I've got my chat windows, my reference photo up. I've got palette cam. I got my big brushes. I think I'm going to use initially this one and this one. All right. And what I've got is I'm going to do the sky and background first. And I'm going to paint right over my drawing because the drawing's not going to go anywhere. Well, meetings are beautiful. I encourage you, artisan, if you are interested in the meetings, I really do think the meet-in colors are beautiful. I don't know if you can see those. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is cream yellow, and I can fish these right on out real fast with my little system. Row 1, tube 6 is cream yellow. I want that. And then I want honey yellow, which is the one I had in my hand before. That is this one. I do want portrait tone, 116. So easy if you have a methodology going on. All right. Let's get this party started. What do you say, y'all? All right. Bear with me. Did I 2 palette cams, 1 easel, and 1 undecided. Well, I went with palette cam, so we'll see how that goes. If I have troubles, I'll put it up on the easel. We'll just do it that way. It is actually. They've got. I got this meeting set, Zen, when I was a participant in the Amazon Vine program where I was like, essentially, I got free product if I did reviews. And I did that for a while, and I got that essentially free, and I made sure that I tried it out and I did a review of it. Um, After a while, though, I got too busy and I couldn't do the program anymore. So eventually they said, "You're inactive. We're kicking you out." I'm like, "That's fine. I really don't have time for it anymore." But it was a great way to get some free product. But of course, if you're getting free product, is are you biased in your review? And I think so, I don't think that's as prevalent as some people would think. Let's see here. All right. So yeah, I'm going to paint over the foreground as if it's not there, because I'm going to work on my background. So I'm dipping in water here. Again, this is acrylic, which is water-based. And so I'm just going to get some colors here on and it's very light because the further back in a um, landscape, the lighter and the less detail that you have. And you know what? You're not seeing the actual palette. Very small drops of paint. I'm spreading it around with a lot of water. I know that back here probably should. uh, I don't really need to pay attention to my lines. Like I said, that drawing's not going anywhere. Now, if you're concerned about the lines showing up in the paint, eventually I'm going to come back in with thicker paint and you're not going to see the lines at that point, but that'll be when I'm um, painting the foreground for sure. So I'm just doing some light tones here. I'm letting them blend on the canvas. That's all I'm doing. I am going to see if I can't drop some white. Do I have titanium? I do have titanium white. I'm going to stick with Meeden. The Meeden package here has 3 titanium whites and 2 zinc whites. And I've talked about not using zinc white when you're painting because it tends to yellow over time. So you want to use a different white, like my oils. I use a Kremnitz white when I want to use the characteristics of a zinc white. Oops, I didn't always clean your brush. Stephanie, clean your brush. Oh, 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 that would work. I don't know. Did I come back? Did I come back? Can you guys see me? It says I'm still streaming. You see me? Can you hear me? I'm okay. Yeah, we earlier today. Hey Ray, welcome to the chat. Can you see me and hear me? You can hear me too? Hear me? It's all good? All right. Very good. Earlier today, we lost our power for just over an hour, and it was beautiful, sunny, no reason for it whatsoever. And And I have to say, I was not impressed. I was not happy because I work from home. My day job is work from home. And it turned out that my in-laws were also out of power. Usually when we go out of power, they have power. Uh, but they ended up out of power as well. So, and we think it has something to do with them thinking around with power poles about 2 miles away from us. Uh, so yeah, so that's what we think it is. And then it just blinked on us here. This is eventually where the sun is setting. So I'm a little too dark already, but that's okay. And if I worry that this is going to dry too quickly, I can always spray it with my spray bottle. Oh, and I need to go back to palette cam. All right, palette cam. Okay. So I'm going to keep it moist. Some people don't like that word, but that's kind of applicable. I'm going to pull from another color. I've got blue sky. I've got skies of blue. What's the rest of the song? By Mr. Armstrong. That much I remember. Arctic blue right here. That's layer 3. I want that to come out. I don't have enough tables. You can see them. Arctic blue. There we go. So Arctic blue looks like this. Red roses too. Yep. Yep, there it is. Sky is blue. I'm going to pull a smaller brush. Where's my other brush? There it is. So welcome to the chat, Ray. It's good to see you. Hopefully you had a good day at school. Oh my goodness, Stephanie, you're making a mess. Yeah, I'm working with acrylics tonight with Meeden, Meeden acrylics. I'm a big fan of their stuff. My cart behind me that sometimes you see in my live streams that has all my supplies, that is a Meeden cart. And I have on my wish list to get a Meeden easel eventually. One of those that can also stand straight up and not angled. That's kind of what I'm looking to get. So that way, not everything is angled. And I am going to, the sky does have a lot of clouds. So I'm doing a bit of Americana. This is the topic of this painting. It's, barns, it's Main Street America, it's the American flag. It's, all about celebrating the American 250th. Let's see here. I want to do cerulean blue, peacock blue, and ultramarine. So I'm in the blues, which is all layer 3. Cerulean, peacock, and ultramarine. There we go. So this is what they all, these are the smaller ones. Let's see here, peacock blue. And all I'm doing right now is kind of just blending up darker as I go. Are you going to put a Pennsylvania Dutch hex sign on it? The barn, that is. Um, I'm not sure. Okay. I'm gonna I feel stupid for asking, but I'm not sure what that is, Shadows. So I can't say that I am at the moment because I'm not sure what that is. So maybe I need to look that up. Or you can share it in the group here. Trying to keep this malleable. So I'm using peacock blue now, blending up as I go. And I'm blocking in color here. That's what I'm doing. Going up the sky. What's a good day at school? That is a question for the age, isn't it? I apologize if I'm missing some of the chat. So, because I keep looking up and I realize that I've missed some. So just know that I apologize in advance for missing some of the chat. It's hard to talk, paint, and chew gum at the same time. And I'm not even chewing gum. So there you go. You know what? I really need to have this water over here. That makes better sense. Workflow, Stephanie, workflow. Trying to do all of this on one little surface here. But yeah, I'm just, like I said, blending, trying to get the stuff blocked in. And if you know me at all, and if you've been following along, you know that I have no problem painting over previous brush strokes, previous, even changing a composition midway through. I've done that. Case in point, my Nancy Wake painting. I had that arm of hers away from her face with the cigarette, and then I changed it so that she was pulling on that cigarette in her mouth, you know. So yeah, I have changed things midstream. I've painted over things. I think I've painted over faces 8 bazillion times, depending upon which painting you want to talk about. So I'm not worrying about clouds just yet. I'm trying just to get the idea of and there's a lot of brush strokes showing. And I'm not about blendy here. I mean super blendy. I mean I'm about getting color blocked in. And then also when you're working with acrylics on your palette, you want to make sure that you're keeping the paint wet. So again, this is a handy dandy tool of acrylic painting. Spray bottle. And then I am just now bringing in some aquamarine in the darkest areas. I feel like I'm kind of doing a similar sky to my dancer painting. If you watched me do that at all, it's kind of a similar sky. And the darkest blues are at the top of furthest away from the sunset. I wonder, have I don't have any paper towels in here right now. That's okay though. It would just do a texture because our paper towels have too much texture. I'm not willing to do. Let's see here. Let's see here. Usually I do this with a paper towel. Yeah, it's just too wet at this point, and that's okay. So in the distance, there's hills and mountains that are purplish in, let's see, where's my meeting? We've got mauve pale, maybe cobalt blue. And I'm going to try to come forward in the landscape forward, you know. Again, I'm blocking in color here, not worrying so much about detail. Last day of school. I remember those days where I couldn't wait to get out of school. And this is distant, distant mountains. And in the plains here is grassy fields with broken up by rows of trees and things like that. Let's see if I can mix some paint here. That's not working. That's more of a gray. And that's okay, you know why? Because gray works for distant mountains. A grayish blue tinge. Blocking this in. Let's see. Where's my greens? Let's see. I'm not going to use the fluorescence. No. I think I am going to do spring green, yellow green. I think maybe not. Maybe I'll need to use chromium oxide green. It's in there. Let's see. That's layer 3. Chromium oxide, spring. Let's see what those do. Again, blocking in color is all I'm doing, and then I will let it dry and I'll start bringing in details. If you like working in acrylics because they dry faster, but you don't want them to dry as fast as these do, the golden opens are a good option. So if you do think about doing that, golden opens are a great option. I am using the chromium oxide green here. You can't see that. Again, blocking the color in. That's all. I feel like I should talk like our favorite, you know, happy little trees, happy little accidents. Here. So these are distant fields here, interspersed with cut-ins of trees. And again, I'm not going to worry so much about painting over my barn. The barn's going to be later. Let's see, I need that yellow. Yes, then you take your brush and you just beat the devil out of it. If I did that, this library would be a mess. And when I say library, I literally am sitting, my art studio is in the middle of our library. Our walls are lined with bookshelves. So I cannot beat the devil out of my brushes in here without making a mess. And then this is a wheat field kind of event here. A little bit of a wheat field over here behind the barn. Let's see. Raw sienna. Raw sienna. No, oxide yellow. Oxide yellow. Oxide yellow is a more transparent color. I'll show you that. Oxide yellow. But yeah, if I can get these blocked in, then I can come in and start doing detail, smaller brush work. And I don't know, I may end up coming in with oils over this. I don't know. We'll see. I tend to favor oils, but I also want to do this quickly. Okay, Zen, have a good night. Thanks for dropping in, bud. Appreciate it. And so the wheat field has a base of color that's like yellow oxide here. Oops. But yeah. Like I said, I'm not being too particular. I'm not worried so much about detail. I'm trying to capture light. Again, the light is really, I'm just going to take my pink, I'm going to put that right there. That's where the sun, I'm painting with my fingers, sort of like painting with pudding, right? Painting with pudding, painting with acrylics instead. All right, let's see. And in here is definitely lighter green. Let's see. Sorry about the noise. Sorry. I'm going to use an angle brush. I'm used to using filberts. I'm going to use an angle brush just because I can. And I will. And I'll like it. So in the foreground, there's going to actually, I'm going to paint last. In the extreme foreground, there's going to be picnic tables of a family having a picnic as if they're waiting for the sun to finish setting and that, you know, they're enjoying their picnic. And so that's kind of what's happening in the foreground. I don't have the drawing in yet because I'm not used to drawing tons of people. So, and certainly not small. Usually my people painting is portrait, right up close and personal. So, oh, okay. All right. Oh, good. Yeah, but we'll understand if you have to, Zen, because, you know, if you haven't talked to your friend in a while, then by all means, you know, let's see here. So all this will probably get painted over in some aspect when I figure out the picnic table angles, the people. I need more of that. I'm using a spring green right now. I try not to put out too much paint on the palette because one, I don't want it to get hard prematurely and be wasted. But also, I don't want it to get hard and be wasted. I'd rather be able to put more out than waste any. Waste not, want not, as they say. So, and the sun's going to be, so this whole thing's going to be in shadow. This side here is going to have shadow. And depending upon where the picnic table and the people are standing, there's going to be shadows cast as well, especially here too. So I am probably going to come in with some green, just to, darker green that is. Again, you can always paint the foreground last, but like I said, I'm just trying to get this blocked in, and you can see how that's going. Oh yes, the days of painting with pudding. I loved painting with pudding because the pudding was the best part. I was dangerous with pudding. And this pathway is really more whitish gray. And I got a purplish here. See that? And then I think what I want to do is get that barn blocked in as well. So the roof over here, this is already dry, by the way. The roof is kind of a grayish blue, like a cold gray. I'm going to use cold gray, which is layer 2, tube 12. Ta-da! Yes, I am anal when it comes to organization, especially on a lot of little paint tubes. If you want to see what my palette's looking like, I've already got it, some of it's drying, so wet it down a little bit. But you can see this is my smaller palette. Eating paint, no, eating pudding. Pudding. You got it. Oops. I'm running over my little paper that catches drips of paint. Oh, okay. All right. I need smaller brush, I think. Let's see. Going back to my kneading cart with me. I'm going to grab this small one. All right. Got a smaller brush. Now I'm gonna get this painted. This again, I'm not worried so much about paint, like the paint strokes and stuff. As I want to capture the image. Capture the tonal values if I can. And then I will come in later when it's dry and I want to come in with detail and better, thicker paint, smaller brushes. Then I will definitely be doing that. Let's get some vibrant red cooking. What do you say? What does it say? All right, I got a red barn. So, based on my reference, I'm going to be looking at these. So I need to go to layer 4. I want a scarlet red. I want a rose madder and a crimson red. maybe even some Bordeaux. Bordeaux. And then these are all Meeden acrylics, as you can see. I love Meeden acrylics. I do eventually want to get a set that's bigger, probably of more basic colors that I can mix from. But again, this was something I acquired through the Amazon Vine program when I was an active participant. Scarlet, scarlet red, rose madder, and crimson. And then Bordeaux. My problem is I'm not putting any of the tubes I pulled out away. Let's see here. My flag. All right. And all this is already drying. That's how fast this stuff is. You can understand why maybe I'm more of a oil painter. Let's see here. We're going to do scarlet red to start because that's my brightest red, and then I'm going to go darker from there with rose madder, crimson, and the like. So yeah, if I can get this blocked in tonight, that would be really cool. And then I can come in later and get more detailed with it with a smaller brush. I don't know why I'm worrying about lines. I can come in later and get more detailed with that. Feels like I'm just a coloring book. And into some aspects, that's kind of how it feels. Now, this is a white door, so I do want to kind of preserve that. I mean, I can come back in later with titanium white and really bring that back to pristine. But, and I do have to probably to get rid of my drawing marks, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. So, let's see here. There's that. We'll do some darkest red on the sides here. My coloring book is a good song. Now, do I know that one? I don't know about that one. Man, you're giving me a lot to have to learn, Shatosa. This side is in shadow. Yeah, there we go. By the time I'm done, this is really gonna sing. It's the beginning stages never really look that great. They look a little, peaked. This is the shadow side of the barn. Very, and there's going to be a picnic table here with people. So I'll wait. And then the foreground is more grasses that are taller. So I'm just going to give a hint of that down here. There we go. Just a hint of that. Same here. This side. So yeah. I got a lot to do. The one of the things I got to do real quick here, um, besides these paintings and the like, is I met up with my sister-in-law who's in the chat, Lisa, author Lisa Stevenson. She recently got herself an SUV, and I was looking into rentals for the upcoming events because my car is not going to fit everything. And so the rental places were offering Nissan SUVs of varying sizes. And so I met up with her to try to see how big the back of her SUV was to determine if um, if I was going to be able to fit everything in it. And I measured the back of her her SUV with body length kind of things. It was kind of funny. So like, oh, let me switch back to so I'm sitting, we fold one of her seats down, and I say, okay, I'm going to lay in the back, heels to, well, however, right? And, uh, and so I said, I'm 5'3" from heel, well, 5'3", maybe shrinking now, but 5'3" and a half at one point. I'm probably 5'3" now. And then, to the back of the front seats. And then I sat up, straight up, and from my seated position backside to the top of my head is about how tall it is out in her back area. And then I had to sit to see how wide it was, including wheel wells. I'm going to measure that out in my basement and see if I can't fit everything that I need to take with me uh, in that kind of space. That'll tell me if that's a big enough a big enough SUV or if I'm going to have to go bigger. I know I should have brought a tape measure, but I didn't. I brought myself. So myself is as good as it's going to get. Oh, Lisa, she's got that she's she's got the SUV for important tasks. We won't say what those are. No. So, yeah, not a lot of I got so this is in shadow here. Sorry, I got distracted by my shadow thing here. And over here, this door is actually kind of in shadow as well. Let's see here. That flag will be painted in later. I shouldn't have put that blue in there. Let's see here. And I get a purple with what I have on my palette right now. Oh, it would help if I went back to palette cam. All right. Trying to capture darkest darks. This is dark up here. Oh, it, you know what I heard today? I watched a YouTube video today, and what I'm responding to is Lisa's talk about online research. I was watching one of those YouTube videos from those lawyers that like to talk about how things get, mucked up, and and I guess a client had decided to seek help from an AI like Chat GPT or something like that about his case and you know did some scenario kind of things and what have you. And I can't remember how it came up, other than the lawyers didn't ask their client to do this. The client just did it. And so the client thought that whatever he was doing was confidential, or at least client confidentiality with the lawyers. Problem is the court did not agree. The court said ChatGPT is not your lawyer, and also your lawyer didn't direct you to use that. And so, therefore, it is not privileged, and it is part of discovery. And I didn't finish watching it, I don't think, or did I? I don't know. I had it on in the background, so I could have missed some important stuff. But it was interesting that the person thought that their seeking information and assistance from an AI was considered privileged and confidential. And the court said, no, it's not. Same as if your phone is confiscated by the police for whatever reason, and they can check it out. Same deal. So yeah, so don't think that your research, not you, Lisa, or any particular person. I'm just saying you in general. If you're doing research online and you're using AI, uh, the terms of use often state from the companies that offer AI tools is that whatever you input can be given over to the government. So if you're worried about that, be careful what you search for on with AI, I guess. If you're doing something that the government might be interested in, be careful. If you're not using it for anything that you have to be worried about, then all right. So I've used Grok often for assistance. Grok helped me with reducing my property tax burden. He helped guide me on how to fight the county, and helped me draft a report, told me what kind of information I needed to gather, what kind of pictures to take, things like that. And I did. And I got my property tax burden reduced with the help of Grok. And so it's kind of why I'm a little softer on the whole AI at least as a tool. I still don't like it so much as a artist rendering thing, although I use it for reference. So again, I've softened, and I struggle with it a little bit, but yeah. And then it helped me with my income taxes on using the 1040.com stuff. So yeah, I've used it for that, but don't think that whatever you input there is private. It isn't. Oh, I got things drying on my palette. Spray. So yeah. Well, you would know. You work with lawyers, right, Lisa? Yeah. And that's true, Shitosi. You're right. It is a supercharged search engine. And it's quicker than me. When I'm trying to research something, I'm like, okay, go looking for this. But beware, it sometimes gets some obvious stuff wrong. Um, I think there was one YouTube channel, and I can't remember which one it is, because I'm not subscribed to it. But Oriental individual in the West who asked various AI to count to 100, and it was 2 weeks, and he was still struggling to get them to count to 100 without error. And I thought, really? you know. Again, I meant to go back to that video and watch it with more focus, and then it got lost because I'm not subscribed to it. So, uh, so yeah. Sometimes it can get it wrong. Like, I know I've had to correct Grok on certain things myself. Like, I had to correct Grok on the date and time. Um, he kept telling me that the day was Thursday, but it was actually Wednesday. And I'm like, no, it's Wednesday. And he says, no, it's Thursday, and I'm correct. I said, no, no, you're not. I had to fight with Grok to tell him he was not right. I had to screenshot my laptop, and because I asked him, I said, well, what time zone are you operating in, Grok? Because I'm in the Eastern time zone, and according to my laptop, it's this day and this time. So, I actually had to fight with Grok in a way to get him to concede that he was wrong. So sometimes they're not right. Copilot. Copilot. Is that the Microsoft one? Can't remember. Oops. Some of my paints are already drying. I am using the wrong size brush for this. It's okay though. I'm getting a feel for the for what's happening here. I got light showing here. There we go. Sorry I got quiet there. I was focusing. I was focused. Thanks, Chatosa. Yeah, I'm trying to get there. Like I said, this is really the sky is not as yellow as I in the reference. It's definitely more whitish blue. So I will definitely make corrections in the sky. The sky. This is my sign language for sky. But anyway, so yeah. And what I may do here in a minute is I may go ahead and turn on my camcorder that's angled at the easel and put this up on the easel so you guys can see it that way. In just a minute. There's a walkway over here, but it's in shadow. I actually got that side a little wrong, but that's okay. This is preliminary. So yeah, flagpole's gonna be here, but I want to get the sky correct. And then in a minute, Scarlet, doesn't matter. Crimson. I want to get the sky correct and then paint that flag because the only thing poking up into the sky besides the barn is the flag, and I want to make sure I get that very accurate. see here. Get this. This up here is a darker because it's in the corner. Some of this is darker. Trying to do like panel brush strokes. Panel brush strokes. Feel like I'm coloring a coloring book. It's okay though. That's kind of, you know, just gotta, and I'm keeping the brushes fairly big. I'm not getting detailed because that's not the point of this exercise tonight. But let me go ahead and switch out and put my swatch canvases down for a minute. Get my hair stuck in the paint. Put this up on the easel and see it. Let's see. Camcorder. All right. How about camcorder? And we open this up a little bit. So yeah. So right now, like I said, it is just blocked in color. It's not very nuanced. Not a lot in the foreground because the foreground is going to get populated in more detail. But let me do, like I do, pull my palette camera down. Palette cam. So this is what you're seeing on my canvas, right? And again, it's a blocking in. This is my reference. And you see all those people? I don't plan to paint all those people. I'm going to paint the foreground picnic table with a family and the midground picnic table with a family and then maybe another person standing around, but that's way too many people. But you see, this is what I'm going for. But I am modifying how many people are going to be there. But you see that. So there you go. Oh, Shitosa. People. That's what. Let me put this back to the camcorder. No, I'll put this on the host solo. Oh my gosh. So anywho, it takes me like 20, 30 minutes to get that old phone to connect and everything because it's so bogged down. It's an old phone, but it does great for palette cam once I get it hooked up. But now I got all of these tubes, right? That I pulled out and didn't put right back. So palette cam. So all of these are out and about. But like I say, they're numbered with the layer in the box and the tube number. So I know where they go back. So this is layer 1, this is layer 1, this is layer 1, this is layer 1. And then do I have any 2s? I do. I have 2s. I got 2 2s. 2 2s. 4s, 3s, and 4s. So that's layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. And so they will go back accordingly. And then again, my palette kind of look like this. I'm going to spray it down a little bit more, although it's drying pretty quick. But that is the lot when it comes to acrylics. Yeah, organized. Yeah. Let's see here. All right. So yeah, that's not bad start. It's laid in, like I said, and the nuance will be when I get that. I'm going to get that sky really painted in correctly, and I'm going to get get those clouds, the purple clouds that are, got shadowy areas and the brights of the clouds. I'm really going to get that. I like having an accurate sky. Um, and then I can't wait to do the American flag. That's going to probably be one of the last things I do. But yeah, I'm going to get nuanced with small brushes. I'm going to really tighten up lines. And then I definitely got to figure out the picnic tables and the people. Like I said, I I do people, but like up close, portraits, or like resilient. That's about as far away as I do people, except for the dancers were about the furthest away that I've done. And that was a challenge for me. And these are even smaller people in the composition. So, but I definitely need the people aspect. It can't be just the landscape. I always have to have people, I guess, in my stuff for the most part. Unless you're, in my New Frontiers painting where it's two dimensions, the dimensions of the ocean and the dimensions of space, juxtaposed next to each other, or my planetary acrylic painting I did on a small podcast live stream not long ago. Um, but anyhow, oop, oops, a daisy. Uh, yeah, I'm probably gonna close out here early, but that's what I decided to do. Lisa, I'm gonna get this done. Uh, if you're still in the chat, I don't know if you are, but the resilience gonna get done. I'm gonna work on it tomorrow and Friday, and hopefully let it dry over the weekend. And then at least maybe take a good picture with my camera. Because if I try to take it to Chattanooga for scanning, it could be up to a week before they're done with it. So I'm going to try to take a good photograph or two of it for Ron to then give you space for your title. Um, and yeah, so right now, all that's left on Resilient, Lisa, is finishing the lettering on the signage, fixing a few details on the second floor next to Kira over here. And then essentially I think it's done. And I'll sign it and I will then move on to some of my other whips. Oh, whips. Ron wanted me to share these. I haven't really touched them since last week, but if you don't remember seeing them, these are my others that are currently in process. So this is a 16 by 16, I believe, square. This was again started as an abstract, is now more impressionistic than abstract. But I'm going to try to get this finished as well in time for the Dahlonega Art and Wine Festival. I'm doing it specifically for this festival. So this artwork is specific to that festival, to this mark in my journey, because it's my first art-centric festival. So this one is probably halfway done if I keep it impressionistic. I'm going to turn this sideways so I can put this here. And then I got this small little canvas. I started it long ago. It's actually mixed media because I got, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got collage papers on it, folded around and everything. And it's essentially going to be a blue butterfly on an orangey bloom. Nothing fancy, just something small, entry level painting, mixed media collage. If I can get it done, I've been tinkering with it. I'm not quite happy, although I tried to do palette knife so you can see the texture there. So, and it's very wet still. Oh, it's tacky. It's tacky. But yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with my butterfly. I'm gonna make it nice and vibrant to juxtapose blue and orange. If you know color theory, then you know why I'm choosing those. But so yeah, I'm working on this one too. And I've switched to oils on that. I started as acrylic on that one and now switched to oils. Let's see here. Merlot, blow dryer time stuff. Yeah, no kidding, right? But yeah, so I've got quite a few things cooking. If I can get these done in time, they'll at least be hanging up on my tent walls as originals. I'd like to get prints of them, but I'm not sure. Certainly not for the May 2nd one, but maybe for the Delanago one in mid-May. Um, but so yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try to kick this one out in more detail, get this one finished, and tinker with that one. And I think this one's a good one for when I just want to sit here, not on an easel, but just kind of work and zone out and just enjoy the process, you know. So this one's taking a long time because other things have taken precedence. Um, but anyhow, so yeah, I've got to put my stuff away. Um, Trying to think. Oh, if you haven't yet, and I think all of you have, but if you haven't yet, go to my Rumble account. I've got an overall profile called Watercolor Artiste, but under that, in my channels, is midlifeartist.com channel, which is what I broadcast this live stream for. And the two combined is the total subscribers. As of the start of the live stream, I was at 99 subscribers. And in order to qualify or be eligible, that is, for the Rumble Creator Program, you have to have at least 100 total across all your channels and stuff like that. Like I said, I've got the profile Watercolor Artiste and then midlifeartist.com. If you can be a subscriber to both, I'd appreciate it. If you can't figure out where those connections are, you can search Watercolor Artiste first or go to midlifeartist.com in the search engine and it'll bring you to those pages. The connection isn't quite it's not as obvious. So, but yeah, if you can subscribe, if you're not, get me to 100. I'd appreciate it. I've started to look into the Rumble Creator Program and try to figure out how I can get OBS to do the pass through for Rumble, uh, their Rumble live streaming software. So yeah, I'm working to try to take that next step, but it's a learning curve. But I can't get there until I'm eligible. So I'd appreciate it and share it out wide. Comment in the comment section. I'd appreciate it. Share it. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for joining me tonight, everybody. Good night to all of you. Have a good rest of the week. Hopefully things will calm down going forward. And I'll keep you updated as how things go. We'll see you next Wednesday, okay?